Hi everyone. So in this session, we will talk about mobile application PT methodology. So this involves basically four steps. The first one is the discovery step. So here in this particular method, you have to identify the platform. What are the technologies used to create the application? What are the server side and client side relationships? How they are communicated or how they are connected? Also, you have to understand if there are any internal IP address being called or internal uh, file systems are being called or internal file structures being present in the applications. So, in this discovery phase, you have to discover the application more and more in order to understand the application behavior, structure, pattern. The next step is assessment and the analysis. So, basically, there are so many analysis being done. So basically, we'll talk about static analysis, dynamic analysis, reverse engineering. So static analysis is something that we take care on the code side. So basically, we have to decompile the source code to human readable format, and then we have to uh, basically we have to check whether there are any sensitive information hard coded in the application. We have to also look out the any comment sections being present where the uh, application technologies or behavior pattern is being commented out. And also we have to take care of the functions of vulnerable, like if we talk about uh, suppose that the Android application is built on Java, so we have to take care what are the JavaScript files being present and how they are um, being how they are being behaved when there is a manipulated script injected. So we have to, manipulate some of the functions or manipulate the code and then again compile it and then again run in order to understand how the application behaves. And then we have to take care of the source code accordingly. Now also we have there are certain things on the source code we have to take care, like how a user value is being taken care in the backend, also to find out whether there is a SQL kind of injection is present or not, or there is any um, a cross-site scripting being happening, or the application is directly injecting the user values without any sanitization and all. So this has to be taken care on the static analysis. But opposite to static is dynamic analysis, where the application is being uh, run on the real time, and the application is being the application is running, and then you have to identify the vulnerabilities by certain methods, like identifying the uh, input parameters, identifying the application communicating with the servers. So these are different things that we have to take care in the dynamic analysis, and also uh, there are certain things uh, that the application communicates internally, that is like inter-process communication. So there are four major components we'll talk about on the later session, like uh, who are the content providers, what are the intents, services being running, and broadcast receiver. So we'll talk more about on the inter-process communication of the application. Now the third one is the reverse engineering. In the reverse engineering, we have to uh, decompile the source code to a human readable format and then manipulate it and then compile it again to run the application and to observe the behavior, whether there is any uh, severity or vulnerability being present when we conduct this kind of analysis. Now, next is the exploitation phase. So here we have to exploit the vulnerabilities. What are the vulnerabilities present? If there are vulnerabilities exist, then we have to make sure that we have to exploit the vulnerability with proper explanation and enumeration, and what are the impacts of the vulnerabilities. And also privilege escalation, we have to gain a high privileged access. And the last step is the reporting. So you have to make sure whatever the vulnerabilities that has been explained is very clear and with the very clear description. You have to also make sure, yeah, the impact of the application is properly described, and also you have to, if there is any vulnerability exists, then what are the risk assessment, whether it is a critical, high, low, or medium, based on the impact on the application. You have to do the assessment, and also you have to define the recommendation or recommendations to remediate the vulnerability, or how you can eliminate the vulnerability from the application with proper sanity checks or proper implementation of the any kind of uh, security checks that has to be implemented. So the report has to be, and the report is time consuming, but you have to be properly describe the report so as to, the application team approves the report with the vulnerabilities and work on the suggested remediations. So next we will talk about the Android architecture.